You can't truly grow if you're running away from your shadows. It's like running away from yourself because you literally are. There's a lot of misconceptions about spirituality, and a lot of people think that spirituality is all love and light, which is not the case. Healing means facing your demons, confronting your shadows, healing your childhood traumas, and taking accountability. So, yeah, it does get freaking real. Hi guys, I'm Lisa and welcome to my channel. Make sure to go watch my recent video if you haven't yet. Let's get started. The best thing you could do for yourself is to heal. We as humans aren't perfect. Quite in fact, we're all imperfectly perfect. And I know it sounds cliche, but it is true. That's what makes us human. We all have our own baggages, some bigger than others that we don't publicly talk about, and the things that we've been through and are going through in our lives. But I think that we owe it to ourselves and future generations to come to work through those traumas and those difficult and uncomfortable emotions so we can heal from it and become better, not only for ourselves, but for the people around us, because we can't give to others what we can't give to ourselves. The more we give ourselves empathy, compassion, and love, the more we're able to give that to others. So it all starts with us. It's easier to blame others and how this society sucks and how we lack love and empathy. Yes, hold them accountable, but also, are you doing anything to help society as a whole become a better place? It's easier to point the fingers and blame others, but we also have to take a deeper look into ourselves and hold ourselves accountable for the parts that we've played in it as well. Whole time you're pointing fingers and blaming everybody else, but you forget that you're a part of that society as well. A couple years ago, I used to think the same. I used to think how this society sucked and how we're lost and how we basically have gone down the fucking drain when I wasn't even doing anything to better myself or help in any way, until I realized I am part of that society as well. We all are. You are. It all starts with us. It all starts with you. So what are we going to do? What are you going to do? True healing means facing your shadows, aka the deeper parts of yourself. It means shedding light into the parts of yourself that you are neglecting, afraid of, ashamed of, suppressing, and your triggers as well. That's why a lot of people run from it and don't do the work, because it requires them to take accountability and face themselves. And especially if they're operating on survival mode, which a lot of us don't want to do. You can't truly grow if you're running away from your shadows. You can't run away from your shadow. It's like running away from yourself because you literally are. If you're really serious about your growth, when push comes to shove, don't back out because it gets too real for you, or it makes you uncomfortable, or you feel things that you haven't felt before, so you automatically try and dismiss it. Your growth is on the other side of your comfort. What a lot of people don't specify about healing is that healing is not all sweet. Healing is messy, it's uncomfortable, it's hard, it's challenging, it's awkward, it's heavy, and it is not easy. And a lot of people may look at you and assume just because you look put together or you do it well and you make it look easy doesn't mean that it wasn't hard for you or you haven't faced any adversity. And like I said in my last video, people only get to see the results of your healing. But that doesn't mean that it was easy peasy or that you didn't struggle or suffer in silence. And one thing I want to say, we didn't do all that work just to look like what we've been through. Matter of fact, this is the results of the work and the healing that we put in. Healing means facing your demons, confronting your shadows, healing your childhood traumas, and taking accountability. So yeah, it does get freaking real. And trauma doesn't have to be this huge thing. Trauma can also happen when we don't allow ourselves to process big, heavy emotions and suppress them, so it gets trapped into our body. And a lot of us are literally forced into healing because often experiencing trauma, that pain can be the catalyst to your growth. The more we heal ourselves, the more we heal our lineage. The more we heal ourselves, not only do we become better for ourselves and the people around us, but our future family, our bloodline, and future generations to come. My healing isn't just a love letter to myself, it's for them as well. The more we heal our past traumas, toxic traits, toxic patterns, our triggers, we program our subconscious mind, learn how to self regulate, and face our shadows and not run away from it, and finally finding that peace within us, the better we can have a better quality of life and become better and do better as humans. Breaking the cycle starts with us, and the more we're self aware, the better. Not being self aware and refraining from healing those negative parts of ourselves, we start to project and hold a lot of resentment towards each other, especially the ones that are actually doing the work to heal and change and become better. And they resent you for it because you act as a mirror to those who haven't done the work, reflecting the parts of themselves that they lack, reflecting the parts of themselves that haven't healed. So instead of them doing the work as well, they hate you for it and they project. And for some people, it's easier to project onto others than to do the actual work. And since we're on the topic of healing, let's talk about spiritual journey because it kind of goes hand in hand. It's interconnected because the more you heal, the more you experience a lot of spiritual gifts, insight, and knowledge, depending on how connected you are to yourself. The spiritual journey is all about healing. It's a journey to self-rediscovering, which includes healing. A journey to get closer and connect with your higher self and divinity, which some may call it God, the universe, whatever. It's all just a metaphor to me. Rediscovering who you are and not what you have been programmed to believe, or what was put onto you, or who the world told you were. And like I said before, it involves deep healing because you are literally reprogramming your subconscious mind, everything you've normalized, which not everyone has the capacity to do so. There's a lot of misconceptions about spirituality, which I won't get into it too much. It's so much deeper than what I'm about to say because there's just so many stages and levels to it. And you can only explain it to an extent because what's understood and felt can't really be explained. It's more so of an experience. But what I will say, not only do I believe in spirituality, I believe that everything and everyone, including me, is spiritual, even if you're not aware of it. We are living in a spiritual world, period. And a lot of people think that spirituality is all love and light, which is not the case. Most people get into spirituality for the aesthetics, the crystals, the angel numbers, the woo-hoo, but it's so much more deeper than that. Getting into spirituality and just the spiritual journey, it's a journey of self-growth and expansion. It's not for the weak, meaning it's not for the people who aren't serious about their growth and go into it for the wrong reasons and intentions. Because like I said before, it involves you facing your shadows, which a lot of us don't want to do. And spirituality is not something to get into. It's a way of life. It's something to be aware of. So you're either aware of it or you're not. You're either tapped in or you're not. And if you go into it for the wrong reasons, it can kind of backfire on you because, like I said, it's not really something to get into. So let's go back to what I said before about facing your demons, facing your shadows, aka the parts of yourself that you're afraid of, ashamed of, neglecting, and suppressing. And how most people don't want to heal and face their shadows because it requires them to take accountability and face the deeper parts of themselves. And that's why it's easier for them to look the other way and run to religion, because religion teaches you how to look outside of yourself rather than inside of yourself. And putting your beliefs on outside entities and looking for answers when all along the answer you were looking for is inside you, but you won't know that unless you go inward and face your demons. Yes, it may be hard. Yes, it may be uncomfortable, but you owe that to yourself. One of the best parts about healing is becoming the person that your younger self would have looked up to and protected. Healing is not linear. It's not a one up and done. It's constant. You face so many ups and downs and go through so many emotions. Those downs, although they may be uncomfortable and unpleasant, but one of your greatest teachers is pain. Pain comes with so many valuable lessons and personal growth. Pain is not a punishment. It's an invitation. It's a portal. And you have to walk through the pain because that's the only way you'll get on the other side. If you suppress it and avoid it, one way or another, it'll resurface. It'll come out in many different ways. Pain also comes with so much more wisdom and clarity. And the more you heal, the more you realize those downs are really just opportunities to grow. And I always say this, do not make healing your whole personality. Life is all about balance. So you just got to balance the two, okay? I believe the sooner we heal and become more self aware, the sooner we can stop projecting and spread so much hate towards each other. And given everything going on right now, there's just so much hate and lack of empathy and love, especially towards Black women. And you know I'm going to advocate for my people, okay? We are so quick to tear each other up and bring each other down, not realizing we're actually doing more damage to one another. God forbid someone says something that you don't like or something controversial. Here y'all go, up and early in the morning at fucking 6 a.m., ready to tear that person down. It's crazy, but we also have to hold others that needs to be held accountable. But it's also like you guys forget that we're all humans. Like, we all have feelings. Human feelings. And not realizing the effect and the damage that it does to some people. It's easier to sit behind a screen and say mean, hurtful, cruel things to another human being when you're one yourself. I'm sure you get your feelings hurt. How does that make you feel? Exactly. So why would you ever want to, make somebody else feel that way, or even worse? The hurtful things you're saying and commenting about people, whether you realize it or not, is actually a form of projection. Because hurt people hurt people. I have never met somebody that's happy with themselves and happy with their life spread so much hate. The call is coming from inside the house, You have to have a lot of self-hate and insecurities and a lot of issues going on in your life to spread so much hate, especially on the internet, when you don't even know them personally. That's the crazy part. Instead of looking in the mirror and working through your issues, well, a lot of you guys can't do that, can you? You can't really face yourselves because, then maybe you might realize that you're actually the problem. And who wants to hold themselves accountable? Who? Exactly. So it's easier to project that onto somebody else. And you know what that makes you? A fucking coward. So my advice to you guys is to spread more love and positivity, because whatever you put out there will come back to you, the good and the bad. So y'all better do right by people, okay? Okay guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!